All right, guys, good to see you back. Today I'm going to be playing, yeah, it is Vintage Cube, but it's something called Supreme Vintage Cube, which is basically you get 18 packs, you pick 2 cards out of each, you're not playing against anyone, like in the draft portion, and then you make your deck. The 18 packs are, you should see this as like 18 packs sealed deck. And originally, I think they intended that you could get multiples of each card, but you can't. So once you've seen a card, it's not going to come back. Um, I remember drafting this format before, but that was with multiples, so I'm not really too sure. I think basically I'm just gonna go for like some brokenness, some blue stuff, maybe some yeah, most likely some combo. I'm gonna prioritize disruption a lot. And yeah, let's just see how it goes, I guess. So here, obviously, we're taking Mox Jet. That's like not debatable. Then we have to take one more card between Snapcaster Mage, Dark Ritual, and Mars Flats. So Snapcaster Mage is going to be good with cheap counters. It's going to be good with Ancestral and Time Walk. So I think I'm going to go for that. But I mean, if you take Dark Ritual or Mars Flats or even Dig Through Time, I don't think it's like it's not a big sin. Okay, next pack. Remember, we have to take 2 cards out of the pack. I mean, I think it's fetch line for sure. And then it's actually not clear what to do after that. This is not a good pack. So what do I think is most likely? That I'm looking to play a green draw 7? That I'm looking to play a sweeper? Like, in general, I don't think the meta will have a lot of aggro, so I don't think Toxic Deluge is very strong. Maybe Echo of Eons is better than Sail into the West if it comes to that. Other than that, it's like Ulamog for some sneaky stuff. I don't know. I'll take Ulamog over a draw 7. That might be crazy. Let's see if we regret it or it's a genius move. Okay, next pack. I'm definitely going to take the Force of Will. As I said, I really want to prioritize Disruption. And what's next? This format is actually absurd the more you think about it. I could take Expressive Iteration. That's just a solid card in general, and I already have a Bloodstained Mire. If I take the Xander's Lounge, maybe that's just better. Then that kind of pairs with the Bloodstained. Yeah, I think that's better. So I go Force of Will and the Xander's Lounge. I take that over Oko and Expressive Iteration. That's okay, I think. Okay, so now we have some good stuff. Now I regret not taking the draw 7, but that's how it goes sometimes. I could take Narset and Sheldred out of this pack. I think that's just very, very awesome. Let's take those 2. Nice Sol Ring. Sol Ring and Imperial Seal? Yeah, don't mind if I do. Sol Ring, our first piece of Broken Acceleration, Imperial Seal. So worth noting is Echo of Eons is gone. Sail into the West is gone. So we're looking for Time Twister and Time Spiral. Lauren Revealed would have been cool as well, but I think the Tutor is just, yeah, it's just too strong. Okay, this pack is not good. I can take another fetch, because I really want like Watery Grave or Underground Sea before the dust settles. I already had the Lounge. Then I can take Subtlety, I guess. Subtlety is not amazing, but I think it's fine. Take those 2 with the Volcanic Island coming in 3rd. Okay. Now we have some stuff. I like Thoughtseize as Disruption, and then I guess I like Tinker as Key-Off. I guess we still need like cheap artifacts and a big one, but that's pretty realistic. The other pick would be Lionside Diamond. Lionside Diamond or Tinker. I think I'm going to go Tinker here. So I need that Tinker to kind of connect before the draft's over. Here, I mean, Probe is for sure. That's just like a free roll, helps with Force of Will, helps with Delve spells, good with Snapcaster, etc. But what's up next? I really don't think a card like Snuff Out has much value in this format. I mean, it does kill Hull Breacher. That's like an important card. But the thing is, Sheldred and Bowmasters are blue. Sorry, they're black, so that's not as important. I mean, I could just take the Rafine's Tower, but tap lands are not the best thing you can be doing. I think like taking a 0-mana artifact is just bad. I don't think Lightning Bolt is going to be important at all. Okay, I'll take the Rafine's Tower. Let's see what we can follow that up with. Okay, this is a decent pack without being broken at all. Chrome Host Seed Shark is a way to like win the game that I like. It's like rewards you for playing Magic, basically. I think that's reasonable. Mox Diamond and Grim Monolith are both good with like at enabling Tinker. So those are good shouts. I don't know about Grief. Grief could be good as well. Maybe I go Seed Shark and I guess Mox Diamond is better. It's good with Narset, Shieldred. Huh, okay. Let's take Mox Diamond. Okay, there's a Time Twister. We definitely need that card. That's a great pickup for our Shieldred Narset deck. Time Twister joins the fold. What's the second card? It's probably Counterspell. Spellseeker's a good shout as well, because I might see like Time Walk or Ancestral before it's done, but I don't have them right now, so let's take the Counterspell. We're gonna be happy with that regardless. Okay. This is another kind of bad pack. So let's see, what can we do here? Card like Ancient Tomb could be good. Good with Sheldred, Chrome Host, Time Twister. What else? Coalition Relic's kind of slow. Can we splash the Plowshares, and does it even make sense? We have double fetch for the Rafine's Tower and a diamond. I don't think Swords of Plowshares is like insane or anything, but it could be fine. Like, I think the meta is a lot to do with like Sheldred, Hullbreacher, Bowmaster, stuff like that. Okay, I can take the Plow there. Ooh, that is sick. We get the Time Walk for sure, and then we can kind of weigh our options, but it looks like Ursa to me. Ursa's like, actually, I feel like we're kind of low on power stuff, but I guess we can still get there. But yeah, let's take Ursa. Ursa is just super strong. This pack is definitely not amazing. I mean, I like Fairy Mastermind in this format. I assume there'll be a lot of like pseudo mirrors where a card like that can help you out, and also just passing the turn, holding up like Counterspell, playing Flash style. I think that's a decent strategy. Oh, I missed the Citadel. Oh, okay. I'll take Bolus' Citadel here. That could be exactly what I need. Nice Sapphire plus and Bowmaster's in the same pack. Okay, so, I mean, we take the Sapphire no matter what. And then we have to pick between Bowmasters and Hullbreacher. That is, that's pretty cool to have that choice. So, I mean, I had the option to get all four good anti-draw cards in blue-black, but we didn't, so there's that. Bowmasters or Hullbreacher. That's actually, yeah, I don't even know what to do here. I'm gonna take the Hullbreacher. Okay, next pack here, we have Jace Wrench Prodigy. That's awesome with Thoughtseize, Plow, Time Walk. But we take that for sure. What about the next pick? Can I support him to Torak? I mean, if I can, I think that card is awesome. If I can't, I can just go something like Retrofitter. Retrofitter is good with Urza, good with like excess mana. Just play that card, sit back. I'm not sure I can support the Hymn to Torak. But it is like super strong, disruptive, stops brokenness. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. This is kind of absurd. So we take Ancestral Recall and Demonic Tutor out of this pack. We say no to Polluted Delta. Yeah. Nice, very nice. Okay, so here we're kind of back to reality again. No crazy stuff here. Like Vampiric Tutor is a good consistency card. That's the word I was looking for. This is my second to last pack, so we have one more pack to go. So Vampiric Tutor, no doubt about that. A card like Talisman is not it's not absurd to consider that card. I have like Ancient Tomb to power it out. I have Shieldred Urza. It's not crazy. I don't think I can support the Torak, like the triple black. I think that's too much. Definitely, I don't want more tap lands. Okay, let's take that. Last pack. Let's get some last pack magic here. Okay. That's not terrible. I get to add a library to my deck, and I think Creeping Tar Pit, but let me just check. Yeah, it's probably going to be Creeping Tar Pit. Creeping Tar Pit is at least also better than Xander's Lounge. Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty sweet, but I mean, the power level is off the charts in this format, so I'm not going to get too excited yet. I think I'm a bit low on... maybe not. Maybe like even double on-color Mox, Soul Ring, Time Walk, and Ancestral. Maybe I'm doing just fine. So let's see. Right now, let's count these as lands. Mox Diamond. Yeah, Mox Diamond is actually... I'm not sure about that card, because I'm going to be pretty land light, because I have all these Moxen, but let's see. So I already have... Let's say we cut that card. I already have like 10 quote-unquote lands. If I add 6 more lands, I'll be at 16, but one of them is a library, one of them is a Soul Ring, so maybe I have to cut a card. I can see Subtlety being the cut, actually. So if I cut Subtlety, it could also be the Plow, to be honest. Maybe the Plow is just not that good. Maybe that's just like a sideboard option. Maybe I do that. Then let's count my black sources already. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might cut this, actually. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black already. So in a perfect world, I add 3 and go to 9. Let's check the blue sources. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to 11. Is that good? I think it's good. Then I have 11 and 9, which is not like perfect, but still pretty darn sick. I'm gonna look here at which win conditions do I have, because I have like a lot of broken stuff, a lot of disruption. So how do I win the game? I win the game with Urza, Shieldred, Promo Seed Shark, and then I can create like massive advantage with Hull Breacher draw 7, Narset draw 7, chip a little bit with Jace, chip a little bit with Subtlety. I think I'm doing okay on win conditions. That's something I've been like a bit worried about when I've seen like other decks. That it's like, fine, you have all the disruption and like draw 7 stuff in the world, but how do you actually finish the game? And I think this deck is doing okay. Really like the Seed Chart pickup for that reason. Okay, this looks like pretty fun to play, but I also expect a lot of none games. I hope you're ready for some roller coaster action here. Yeah, that's it for the draft portion. Supreme Vintage Cube. Well, let's see who reigns supreme. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are for round 1. I'm playing Supreme Vintage Cube, playing blue-black, and this hand is not ideal. I have Tinker and Citadel in the hand, meaning that even if I draw a cheap artifact, this Tinker does next to nothing. Yeah, I'm really not sure about this. I think it's a mulligan. Okay, this is 4 blue mana sources, 3 black cards. I feel like this is a mulligan as well. Worth noting is I'm 1 black mana from casting Vampiric Tutor Tinker, Tinker Citadel, go from there. But I'm gonna mulligan that hand. Okay, but we're gonna keep this. I can get rid of Library and Thoughtseize, it looks like. Yeah, this is not pretty. The opponent's on a mulligan as well. Ancestral Recall. The opponent is not on a mulligan anymore, and then I draw the Hull Breacher. So well played by the opponent. Going for upkeep Ancestral. That's the difference between getting blown out and not getting blown out. I can develop the Wrench Prodigy, hold up Hull Breacher after the fact, unfortunately. Let's see what they can do here. Lots of cards in hand, and I have the Soul Hull Breacher. I have... What kind of comeback cards do I have? I have Tinker. I have... Time Twister. But yeah, this is going to be tough. Down a card from the Mulligans, down 2 cards from Ancestral. And now the opponent dumps Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Demonic Tutor. So, yeah, the race is definitely on here. I'm not even going to say we started, like, this is a mirror match. I mean, blue-black, like, who knows? Maybe they have some reanimation angle. Maybe they have a storm angle. Who knows? I don't even know what the dream is here. With Ancestral gone, yeah, the opponent found a good deck as well. Lurrus. Okay. Lurrus, Black Lotus. Very good combination. Let's see. The dream is the opponent casts a Time Twister for no reason. But yeah, I don't really believe that. So now the opponent can bounce my Jace. That's kind of annoying. Okay, they go for that. I guess I'll try and Hull Breacher. That's a good mana leak. I feel like I need to draw Tinker or draw 7 like right now, or I'm just dead. I don't. Let's see what Jace can get me. Yeah. It's not ideal to lean on this Force of Will. I'm still in Tinker or Bust mode, I think. Yeah, their Spell Bomb is fine. Then the opponent can just bounce my Jace. That would probably be good play. They can also keep drawing cards. So we haven't seen anything right now that tells us the opponent couldn't have companion Dolores, but obviously they do have some stuff. At this stage of the game, the opponent should just aim to, you know, say no to whatever I'm doing. Demonic Tutor. And kind of, like, Loris is just very good tool for inevitability. I'm gonna Force of Will the Bowmaster here. That means I'm gonna flip the Jace if this works. This does not work. The opponent can now kill my Jace, shoot it for 1. Actually, not convinced. I think I still flip it. Yeah, I still flip it. Then they can kind of ping. Oh, they ping there? Huh. Let's minus the Lurrus. Yeah, I'm in trouble here. I'm gonna play it out to get a little bit more info about the opponent's deck, but yeah, this game is over. Opponent has 5 mana, cast Preordain, Spellbomb and Lotus in the yard for Lurrus. There's Spellbomb, here comes the cantrip. The rest away my Demonic Tutor. And here comes the Hull Breacher, so yeah. I mean, what a clinic. The opponent really, really did it to me this game. Jace gets attacked down to 2. I draw an uncastable, and yeah. That does it for game 1. Whew. What a beating. So, actually, I like Swords to Plowshares against what I saw. Like, the opponent has the good blue-black cards, so let's see. How many sources of white do I have? I only have 3, but I think that's still worth it. I can consider the diamond. So, plow instead of what? There's an argument that since my opponent played all of those, like, anti-draw cards, Time Twister's too high variance. I think that's a reasonable swap. Obviously, there's the situation where I get to stick one of like Hull Breacher, Shieldred, Narset, but I think those situations are generally strong for me, so I'm not gonna try and make those situations better. It's fine. Yeah, this is a hand. So I have turn one. Let's see. I have turn one Soul Ring, turn two Tinker before my land drop. I think that's how you play it. Because then I have a land drop to go if I get a Citadel in play. So funnily enough, Ancestral Recall might be my Force of Will fodder this game, which is like obviously a good problem to have. Opponent with Tolarian Academy turn one. I'll try and cast the Tinker with Force of Will backup. The opponent has the Force of Will. I have the Force of Will. Now I have a Bolus' Citadel in play. Still my land drop to go. Counterspell on top is a good one. So the thing is, the opponent is... If I had any proactive stuff, I would just jam it. If I had a land on the top, I would have jammed that. So the opponent kind of knows it's a counter, which is something to think about. The opponent has 3 mana. And I have the counterspell in hand. I think I'm just going to play slow here. I guess I don't have to play slow when I rip like this. Demonic Tutor, huh? This is so absurd. I'm going to cast Demonic Tutor hold priority, because if I have like an instant here, I guess oh, that didn't work. I tried to hold priority. So let's see. So basically, I never want to tap down from this counterspell. So what do I want to put in hand? So now I think it's just about like accumulating some kind of advantage in just win. Force of Will is gone. I have my card advantage from Citadel. So maybe something like... Time Walk? I feel like that card is going to be crazy good later. There's also the Plow. What if I go Plow? Then I go... tough call. Maybe it's just Time Walk. Okay, let's take the Time Walk. Ataxian Probe the opponent. I'll have a Shark on top. That's cool. Counterspell, the Hull Breacher. Play Mastermind. Yeah, this is kind of absurd. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, we're just shutting down the opponent's deck with this Narset. So let's see. Do I have Black Lotus in my deck? Okay, the opponent concedes here. Yeah, once I play this card, my opponent's hand is Wheel of Fortune, the One Ring. Then it's like they have no play. And I just resolved like a Demonic Tutor, so the opponent knows they're really getting crushed. Here I can just him to Torag down to 9. Keep going, like the opponent has no hand, this and that. Like, yeah, that was just a beating. Turn 2 Tinker with Force Backup. Pretty high octane games we have here. So with Hull, yeah, I like the Plow in the mix. Maybe Plow is just like a great card in the format, but obviously my sample size is very small. But I would guess that like blue-black disruption / brokenness, that's like the name of the game. I don't expect many players to go like Llanowar Elves pass, but who knows? All right, game 3. This looks like a normal Vintage Cube hand. And I think because we play Supreme, I think this is a mulligan. I think I need either, good things to do on turn 2, the latest, or disruption in my hand. Yeah, this is definitely not pretty, but I'm gonna keep this hand. Yeah, it's tough because mulliganing to 5 is not exactly my favorite activity as well. Let's see how bad it is. Turn 1 Ponder. That is acceptable. The subtlety doesn't look super strong, but who knows? Black Lotus. That card looks super strong. Triple black. Nice. Turn 1 Lurus with Lotus. That's perfect. So if I had a blue card, that would be the perfect time to subtlety, because then the opponent already spent the Lotus. Yeah, this is getting out of hand. There weren't many like tough decisions this match. I think like trying to optimize bullets to Citadel hardly counts as a decision. Yeah, turn 1 Lurus with Lotus, turn 2 Urza. Probably unbeatable, right? I need to draw Tinker and kind of go nuts. That is not a Tinker. And my life total is going to shrink, so that's a big problem. Also, I just assume my opponent to have like one counterspell on top of this, which makes it incredibly difficult. Bowmaster and Brazen. Oof. Yeah, the opponent's hitting me for too much damage for Citadel to be a way to win this game. Oh yeah, right. The opponent can play from the yard. Okay. I've seen enough. I briefly forgot about the Lurus. Okay, that was a beating. Like just 3 games of one-sided beatings, but I guess that's fun for a short amount of time. Let's see if we can do better in the coming matches. Thanks so much for watching so far. Okay, I'm back with more Supreme Cube. I have a decent opener without being crazy. Like, this shows how important mana fixing is. If I have, like, Underground Sea or Watergrave here, I can go turn 1 Thoughtseize and still counterspell on time. Now I kind of have to choose, which is not ideal. That's why, yeah, picking mana is awesome. I don't think I saw... Yeah, I didn't see Watergrave or Underground Sea in the draft. And I'm trying to cast Counterspell and Sheldred in the same deck, so that's something to say about, like, a weakness of the deck, even though on paper it looks unbeatable, right? Like, we have basically everything here. Time Walk Ancestral, Double On-Color Mox, Tinker, Force of Will. But of course, we have to play out the games. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is kind of strange. I guess I take the Ragavan, because if my opponent draws a mountain, I'll be kind of sad. Is that true? Yeah, I think it's fine. Then I'll have, by the time... No, that's not true. I'm not going to have Counterspell by the time they have Orcish Bowmasters. Let's see. There's a Tinker. Tinker Citadel, definitely potent. I have a lot of cheap artifacts I can draw, and I even have the Seed Shark that'll kind of automatically generate an artifact. Okay. The opponent found the second land. So they might just play the Bitter Reunion and try and move things along here. That wouldn't be, like, super unreasonable. Really don't hope they found, like, a fatty to put in the yard on the first draw step. Okay. Interestingly enough, they let me get my main phase. I'm gonna play the Talisman out. The opponent lets it resolve, which is kind of good news. I'm gonna counterspell the Bowmasters if I get the chance. So the opponent has on, like, Grixis colored, most likely a little bit of reanimation. Similar plan to me, maybe? Here's Bitter Reunion. Please don't dump a fatty in the yard, then things can get tricky. Ugh. Archon hits the bin. So let's see. I'll try and go for Tinker's Citadel here, and then see what happens. Force of Will is not a bad card to have on top. Obviously, I would have wanted to like develop lands or some stuff, but it's fine. It's fine in this context because it most likely means I'm not gonna die. Let's see, 3 blue. Not 3 blue. Is this Dak Phaeton? This is Gut. I mean, Gut is not unbeatable, but it's also can be kind of annoying. Let's see. I feel like I'm supposed to let that resolve. Draw the Force of Will, kind of play from there, try and beat the Gut on board with like Shieldred or whatever. Draw Force, Sapphire, Soul Ring. Tar Pit. Okay. Walk. Oh my god. Okay, so I can go. Yeah, this is just over now. Because now I go like Seed Shark, Time Walk. I even have Snapcaster Time Walk. Draw 7. So next turn, can I go Sheldred, draw 7? That's what I want to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay, perfect. So I take my extra turn. Let's see. Since I'm emptying my hand, I might as well Snapcaster Thoughtseize. Is that the logic? If I Snapcaster Thoughtseize, tap Soul Ring, tap 2 black. Yeah, let's do that. Snapcaster Thoughtseize. I guess now I missed out on the Snapcaster Walk. Maybe that was bad. So basically, Snapcaster Thoughtseize, pick my opponent's best card out of the hand, untap, play Sheldred, play Time Twister, dome my opponent for how much? 14? Attack with this, that's 16 pass. The opponent goes down to 1. I have a Citadel in play, infinite life. Yeah, okay. That was just a beating. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've seen the light once more. I think I'll cut the Time Twister again in the like let's call it mirror when I've seen Bowmasters. I did see Gut as well. That's interesting. I didn't expect people to play like aggro cards. I guess it can kind of let's say you have a deck with no brokenness. Let's say you only play like disruption and some random creatures to finish the job. I think that would be kind of cool. Like just imagine you have Thoughtseize, you have Duress, you have Mana Leak, you have Counterspell, all of that stuff. And you're just winning the game with random critters. That could be cool. Okay, I'll keep this hand. I have 4 cards that are restricted in Vintage, so should be a good hand. Bad stuff can happen early in the game in this format, but we take that chance. I have to worry a little bit about my opponent having Orcish Bowmaster mana. That's actually the interesting part of this format, because in a vacuum, oh, let's just cast Ancestral Recall and profit, right? But this can really backfire. Okay, so the opponent mulliganed and played a Mox Diamond, so they need like a very strong play to kind of make up for that. So the absolute best for the opponent here would be a draw 7. That would just like reset both players, and they start the game with mana sources in play. So let's hope that's not the case. Palantir, I feel like that's beatable, especially with a card like Narset in the mix. So I'm going to let my opponent mill here on the first activation, maybe also the second, depending on how much damage I take. Let's see how they rearrange the top. I'm not going to let them draw Milling Bitter Reunion. Okay. I'm going to play the Soul Ring and kind of race to the Narset, because Narset is a good card advantage card on its own, and it takes care of the Palantir, I think. Actually, I can't remember how that works. If they just automatically mill because may have you draw a card. Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out. Not gonna let them draw. Took a bit more damage this time. I'll try with the Narset. Let's activate. Force of Will would be ideal here. I mean, I can never cast at him to Torag, I feel like. Let's take the Thoughtseize. Maybe that's not true because I had the Talisman. Okay, maybe that's bad. I could have gone Sol Ring, Talisman, second black from Swamp, him, my opponent. Yeah, that would have been better. I don't appreciate the life loss from Thoughtseize. And I feel like my opponent could have, like... Yeah, him could just be better than Thoughtseize, basically. Thassa's Oracle. Okay. So most likely, my opponent is running Doomsday. The Bitter Reunion red card kind of... It kind of concerns me a little bit. Because that means either some Through the Breach sneak attack stuff or Underworld Breach. And those are great cards. They kept the card on top with Thassa's Oracle. Let's see how this interacts. I hope I can just say, yeah, sure, draw a card. And then Narset will say no. There could be something I'm missing here. If it's like, my opponent is milling auto... Yeah, oh, boy. That's terrible. The opponent is milling automatically because drawing a card is not an option. This is terrible. That is too funny. So I need to find like Orcish Bowmasters and kill my own Narset here. Terrible, but also kind of funny. What happens if I go land Imperial Seal, Ancestral Recall, Bowmaster my own thing? Is that really what we're gonna do here? Imperial Seal. Oh, I didn't take the Bowmasters. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what to do here. I can't get rid of my own Narset. I need my opponent to attack it, which is... Okay, that's extremely funny. Okay, let's see. Imperial Seal. I have an Ancestral Recall coming. Maybe it's just Time Walk. So let's draw into that card. So now I have how much mana? Yeah, I think I just go Talisman, Walk. And I don't think I can get rid of the Palantir either with my deck. So basically, I don't think I can win unless my opponent decides to attack the Narset, which means I don't think I can play out a creature. That's super funny. I think I have to pass the turn here. Because if I play out a creature, my opponent can't attack the Narset. So I think I just lose now because I didn't know the interaction between Narset and Palantir. Then I may have... Yeah, and I can't make that choice. Then target opponent may have you draw a card. And I can't make that choice because the opponent is not allowed to draw more than one card, and they already did on the draw step. Huh. So if it was worded like, roll a dice, if it's even, you draw a card. Then, like, Narset could counter it. That's... Oof, that's terrible. Yes, opponent! That was my only out. Oh, that's too funny. The opponent killed the Narset. Now we're back. Necromancy. with Kappa Cannoneer in the yard. I don't think I can allow that. Huh. Necromancy. Do I want to pitch the Urza? Probably not. Pitching the Urza sounds not good. But then I can't Hull Breacher, which is annoying when the opponent gets to draw an extra card. That's how it is sometimes. Let's not allow the Kappa Cannoneer. The opponent draws an extra card off Palantir. They're working on just 3 mana and a freaking Oracle. It's kind of cool. Oh, the Narset Palantir interaction. Brutal finding. Yes, opponent draws an extra card. I draw Tinker. The thing about Tinker is it's not really... doesn't really do much. So let's see. I can go... Thoughtseize down to 3, but pick my opponent's best card. Huh. Displacer Kitten. Snapcaster, Time Walk. That's acceptable. I think I take the Vendilion Click here. The Flyer is super annoying. Do I wait on the Hull Breacher? That's the biggest question here, I believe. I can see waiting. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's play it out. Okay. So I have a bunch of power on the board. I think I now have my opponent's Palantir locked down. And the opponent has Snapcaster and Kitten in hand. Cards that I kind of have dominated. The opponent drew a brick, it looks like. Then I can kind of rearrange the top. I really don't hope this is an auto mill as well. I draw Plowshare, which is a good one. Maybe it is worth tinkering if I hit like 0 drops off the top or what, lands or whatever. So maybe I go like this. 1 colorless floating. Sacrifice the Talisman. Bolus Citadel. Land. Okay, this is fine. I think I'm supposed to like attack here and try and finish the game. Spinning Urza versus not spinning Urza. I'm actually gonna wait because I feel like the off chance I can hit a counterspell off Urza is good. Let's just quickly read Citadel. Sacrifice 10 long lane permanents. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now, so trying to get there. Okay, the opponent found 4th mana source. I was about to say 4th land, but it's just 4th mana source. That means they can at least play the Kitten out of hand. The Kitten is not problematic right now, but can be later for sure. We'll spin Ursa in response. Yeah. I'm a champ. Hit a counterspell with the Demonic Tutor coming. Yeah, when I looked at the yard, I felt like I had more reactive stuff than like proactive stuff left. Like it's only if I hit, I don't know, like Seed Shark or something along those lines, that spinning Ursa on my turn would be good. Obviously, I look like a genius now, but I think I was actually more likely that this happens than I hit something crazy good on my own turn. And yeah, obviously, like Demonic Tutor will finish the job. Let's see, is Snapcaster Mage gone, or I can just tutor Snapcaster Time Walk and the opponent's dead. So yeah, That makes us 1-1. Let's see if we can have a great match in the third and final one. See you there. All right, we're here with the third and final round of the Supreme Vintage Cube. I'm playing blue-black Brokenness, as it turns out. So yeah, this hand is a keep. I'm on the play. I have two insanely good plays. I have either turn 1 Tinker Citadel or turn 1 Time Twister after putting 3 mana sources onto the battlefield. Which one am I going to go for? It's like, if the Twister resolves, it's like I have a full opening grip with 3 mana sources. So that means I'm 3 resources up. The Tinker, I think, is better. But then there's, if, like, let's say the opponent has Force of Will or Force of Negation, then having the Twister countered first, then playing the Tinker is going to be better. So I'm actually going to turn 1 Twister here. I'm going to play out the Swamp, because now I have 1 Swamp in play in case I want to play turn 2 Sheoldred. Turn 1 Time Twister, baby. And I find a nice little hand here. No lands, though, which is kind of funny. Okay, so now we have basically a starting hand of, yeah, obviously 7 with 3 mana sources in play. Then it's the opponent's turn to act. Like, I like this situation a lot. I even found the Tinker again, in case that's what I want to be doing. Let's see if the opponent can kind of do the same thing. Like this, my hand here is not unbeatable. Weird stuff can happen here. I guess Demonic Tutor for Force of Will is going to be a great play. If we get the chance. The opponent with the Fetch Shock play Black Lotus makes me super scared. 4 mana. Back Faden. Okay. This is brutal. Especially, okay. The opponent takes, but still super sick, obviously. Very good turn by the opponent. They did sack a Lotus, though, so they kind of just leveled the playing field, but now they have a Dak Faden in play. Okay, they're getting closer to the Opal being live, then with Emery. Oh, baby. Emery Lotus. Okay, it looks like the opponent found a way to crush us. Let's see. What do we find here? We find the land, so now we can Tinker. The thing about Tinker is we have all the nice ones in hand already, I feel like. So the stuff we want to hit off the top of the deck, like most of that stuff, or like a lot of that stuff is already in hand. Okay, let's see. Maybe this is a case of Demonic Tutor, Force of Will, cast Ancestral Recall, go from there. Demonic Tutor, Force of Will, pass Upkeep Ancestral. The Dak Faden is super annoying because it's gonna like steal more stuff down the line. Right now, it looks like I Demonic Tutor for Ancestral Recall, which is fine. I'm playing on my opponent's upkeep to kind of try and, like, if they have something like Mana Leak or whatever, Hull Breach or whatever, they kind of have to do it on their own turn, so I steal some mana in a good way. Let's see. Yes, Lotus can get cast from the yard. Lotus is now a kind of 4-mana artifact because it turns on Opal. This is pretty insane. Like, I went turn 1, draw 7 with 3 mana rocks in play, and I'm currently in a close game that I might be losing. That's like the roller coaster of this format, I think, in general. I don't think nobody's safe in this format. You can just die out of nowhere, which is kind of cool. I want to do a few more of those. This seems like good fun for like a limited amount of time, I guess. The opponent didn't do anything. They have 2 cards left. I feel like I'm just in Sheldred mode, to be honest. Island is not bad. Let's see. What else can I do here? Okay, maybe I have a line to try and go broken. Let me cook here. If so, plan A is just play Sheldred, protect with Force of Will, play from there. Like, I think that's a reasonable line as well. But I'm gonna just quickly see if I could do something even better. Let's see. If I go Tinker Citadel, first of all, how many swamps do I play? I play 3 swamps. Okay. If I go Tinker Citadel, I can play whatever I hit off the top. Like, protect with force, pitch subtlety, or whatever. Then my goal is to get to Time Walk. If I Imperial Seal Time Walk, untap, I can do it all over. Then I can Snapcaster Time Walk. On my second extra turn, I can kill Dakfaden with an attack. I think that's better. Now that the opponent has tapped Emery, I think this is good. I'll try. At least it's more fun to do like this than play out the Sheldred. Let's see what the opponent's working with here. Snapcaster Mage, which will flashback counterspell. Is this where I go subtlety instead of force of will? Could be. It could be. Okay. Let's subtlety with Rin's Prodigy. So basically, I'm just hoping my opponent's last card is not interaction either. Then it gets iffy. I needed 1 more blue card for this plan to be perfect, but that's how it is sometimes. Because the Snapcaster is kind of it's part of my flashback the Time Walk to attack Dakfaden dead to protect my Citadel. Oof. Smells like Force of Negation on the Tinker to me. Nope. Smells like Force of Will. Nope. Takes through time. Let's see. Let's see what the opponent can do here. Fortunately, the draw 7? That's brutal. No, no, I don't know. I don't think this is draw 7. Kind of a problem. I need to. If I lose to Snapcaster, then I kind of need to hit some like Ursa, Sea Shark, whatever. Mystic Confluence. We definitely can't let that happen. So let's force that. The opponent had double interaction. That was brutality. Subtlety resolves. Target the Snapcaster. Let's see where they put it. On top. Okay. I get to Tinker. Time to get lucky. Thoughtseize. I guess we play. There's a swamp, which is something I plan to like fetch out anyway, so it's fine. A Narset. Seed Shark is huge. Seed Shark is awesome here. Seed Shark to 9. So let's see. Maybe Narset now, it's good. Okay, I take the counter spell. I hit the time walk organically. I'm a champion. I have a time walk, so what I can do is seal down to 5. What's the absolute best card I want on top of my deck? Is it Time Twister? Let's see. I feel like I can't really lose if I build like a brick wall. Force of Will is gone. I have a Time Walk turn in the bank. Next turn I go, develop Talisman, play Island, hold up Counterspell. The opponent's empty-handed. Maybe I don't have to seal. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing here. So, Time Walk, attack with Chrome Host on the deck. Play Talisman, hold up Counterspell. I'll hang on to the seal. I'm not sure what to do with that seal. So what could I do with the seal? Let's see. I could find, like, what if I go for Soul Ring? That puts me to 4. Play Soul Ring, play Talisman. Does that allow me to go Sheldred with Counterspell up next turn? Let me quickly count. Seal plus Soul Ring puts me at 4. Soul Ring in play. Talisman in play. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Actually talk myself into that. Okay, did I... Don't have Soul Ring? Okay. Okay. Let's take Mox Jet, play Mox. Oh, okay, so the plan was kind of bad. Let's just draw the probe, it's fine. Island from the top, cool. Even that card, okay, okay. Play Talisman. Now I have 4 mana, that's great. I'll just attack dead the deck. I have a lot of incubators. Let's see how many permanents do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm very close to just citadeling my opponent out. I think this is fine. For some reason... Oh, the opponent took the Soul Ring. That's so funny. I was like, where did my Soul Ring go? Okay, fair enough. That's amazing. The opponent says, I want a Black Lotus out of the yard. It's fine. I have a counterspell for the Snapcaster. I'm going to make sure I have 2 mana up. I'm going to make a 2/2 before my turn. Draw. Let's see. The opponent let me draw, which is fine with me. Let's activate Narset. I think I'm just supposed to ride the Sea Shark to the promised land here. Okay, now the opponent goes Snapcaster, but what are they gonna snap back? Like Mystic Confluence, bouncing some creatures? Counterspell. Let's see if I can find lethal here. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe. Maybe. Okay. No hit. Kind of sucks. Okay, so let's see. One of these incubators can't attack. Let's see. Newly controlled. Okay, so that one can attack. I need to attack my opponent with down to 10 here and have 10 permanents. So let's see if that's the case. If I have 4 mana, so it should be possible. So I go make that one into an attacker, make that one into an attacker, attack for 7. Opponent's at 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So much stuff. So much stuff to think about. Okay, let's make the good old sideboard plan and run it back. Oh my god, that game confused me a lot. Alright, game 2. I guess the hand is fine. It's kind of slow. Could be a trap, but if I draw like one of my cheap artifacts, I've turned 2 Tinker. I think that upside is meaningful. That being said, I mean, as you've seen before, games can end early and often. Four mana. Emery. Milling over. Sick. Okay, the opponent with the good old Zero Lander. Now they can play Black Lotus from the yard. Yeah, so let's see what they can actually do to like impact the board, or they're just... That is a good card to impact the board. That is definitely a good card. So, funnily enough, it would have caught my Gitaction Probe. It's like how to time your Hull Breacher. It's tough because once you kind of figure out the optimal, quote-unquote optimal time to do it, then if that's like the general consensus, then maybe switching that up can be relevant, etc., etc. There's actually a chance I should have played out Swamp turn 1. I kind of autopiloted with the island. I think, like, I have Counterspell in my deck, sure, but I have him to target my hand, so I think I'm supposed to play the Swamp out. I don't get punished this time around. That's fine. So at this point, I think I'm playing against at least one piece of interaction. So I'm not going to just go tutor for an artifact, try and go crazy. Let's see. Maybe the sense of urgency will change here. Black Lotus, sure. Now the opponent has 7 mana. Now the opponent has 9 mana. Dak Faden. So I guess the opponent went through all of that because of Mystic Confluence, but I'm really not sure. Seems kind of... Yeah, not ideal. So now the opponent's going to make mana and make me discard 2 cards. This is horrible. So yeah, Gitaction Probe and... I guess something like Narset is not going to win this game. Maybe I'm just back to desperation mode here. That is very tough against Dak Faden. Time Spiral. Okay. I've seen enough here. Let's go to game 3. That's cool. Like 0 lands, just crushing. That's you don't see that anywhere else, but in the Supreme Cube. Okay, let's see if we can either have some early interaction or some early brokenness. I feel like that's like the name of the game. We kind of have a little bit of both here. If the opponent doesn't do anything great turn 1, we can kind of get library going. Mm-hmm. The dream is we actually get to... maybe this was a mistake by the opponent. Maybe. Like, if you have a Hull Breacher in this spot, I feel like it's better to just jam it. Now my opponent is letting me activate Library and Subtlety or Force of Will the Hull Breacher. If they have backup, of course, this is a better play. I'm basically saying if they don't have backup, then they made a worse play. And Subtlety is not the worst for the opponent in this situation, because they can just play it next turn. But I did get a free card out of it, and that card was not great. Okay. That's a problem. Opponent's drawing a Hull Breacher, and we drew the card that makes Tinker good. Ponder, sure. I'm gonna fetch my Esper Triome end of turn. The opponent has Hull Breacher mana. Yeah, this is not looking good. Fetch the Triome. And now the opponent goes to the Hull Breacher before I get my second blue mana in play, so playing a bit around Counterspell. I like that a lot. Ursa's not a terrible draw, and I'm just gonna try and play to the board and hope for the best. Obviously, I get destroyed by draw 7. But that's how it goes. There's the dagger, the time twister that says your opponent discards their hand, you draw 7 cards, you get seven Lotus Petals. That's pretty darn decent, if you ask me. And there's the Time Walk. Beautiful stuff. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna concede here. I finished 1 and 2. I got to Supreme Cube a few players, but or a few games, I should say. But yeah, most of the time I just got outbroken. I think my deck was, I would imagine my deck is like 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of power, decent mana with a library, with Tinker Citadel, good disruption, Force of Will, Subtlety, Counterspell. I had Narset Sheldred and Hull Breacher in my deck. But yeah, it wasn't enough this time around, and that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you will as well. Bye, guys.